in my mind, there was no one who epitomized Power Trip more than Richard Milhouse Nixon. And the reason why this man is important to me personally and my personal story is that he had just invaded Cambodia, and I was going around my high school with my best friend Lucy, and we were putting up posters. I had drawn a poster of a very bad caricature of Richard Milhouse Nixon eating the world, and he had like a bib on with an American flag. And we were putting up posters to organize a demonstration about this, because that's what we did. And we had, you know, and back in the day, this was the start of movements like the Black Power movement, the Student Power movement, the SDS, things like that. And we were, you know, we kind of flew the geek flag very high, and we didn't even call it the geek flag. We were doing things. We were making change. We were making stuff happen. So we're going around our high school, it was after classes and everything, and we had gotten a mimeograph machine from some teacher, and we were putting up all these posters, and one of the teachers came up to us and said, "Hey, did you hear about the kids at Kent State?" And he kind of had a gleeful look. He was not one of the progressive history teachers. He was one of the more conservative English teachers. And we said, "No, what?" And he said, "Well, 4 of them got shot and killed, and even more at Kent State." Well, I turned to my friend and I said, "Wow, this shit's real. I mean, we could die doing this. I mean, does this mean something to us or what?" Well, that night and in the next day, all the colleges in this area went on strike. And because we were a high school that had connection to SDS organizers, not the people who went and blew shit up, but the people who actually did things, you know, like organized stuff, we also decided that we should do the same thing. So we went to our history teachers, not the conservative English teachers, and we said, "Look, we're going to have a meeting in the gym. We should decide what the students are going to do." So we called a meeting in our gym, and 1,600 students at Brookline High School had a meeting to decide whether or not to go on strike. And in our high school, we were so radicalized that we had a black caucus, okay? And they came in and they said, if we're going to go on strike, we have to also address the things that are happening, the racism in the society, et cetera, et cetera. And people were bullshit, and it was fighting and screaming, and all kinds of people, you know, when people took the microphone and said things like, "A vote for the Black Panthers is a vote for racists," and other people stood up and spoke for the Black Panthers, and it was quite a time. But we voted unanimously to go on strike. I mean, it was like 200, not unanimously, 200 to like 1,400 students voted to go on strike, right? And I remember leaving the high school. So everybody had left, and you know, we were on strike. We're going to go on strike for a week. We're going to turn our gym into a, what do you call it? Sit-in? No, not a sit-in. We would turn it into a teach-in place. We went from our gym. We organized there to go into the neighborhoods to collect petitions, and to go into the elementary schools and to the churches, and had speakers and made leaflets, and we used it as a center for anti-war activity. So we turned that, so we did with the gym, but we were not there yet. We were just all leaving the school, and everybody was streaming out of the school. My locker happened to be, though, right in the same hallway as the headmaster of the school. So there were headmasters, and then there were each, you know, the freshmen houses, right? Somebody here from Brookline? Yeah, where?
I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay, all right. So it was Carmen P. Rinaldi, and he was talking on his microphone, and it was the most amazing thing. Like, here are these, you know, hallways filled with pens and pencils and little pieces of paper and crap and everything, and they're empty. They're completely empty. And he is on the PA saying, "There is no strike. All students must return to their classrooms." And there was absolutely nobody in the school. There were just dust motes and sun streaming through the windows. There was no one there whatsoever. So it was a very heady and amazing moment. But the biggest moment, the moment where we really showed our power, was when the black students were killed in Mississippi that same week. And the Black Caucus came to us. We were supposed to go back and decide whether or not we were going to go back to school. And they said, "Look, when white students got killed, everybody went out. Black students get killed, what? Don't we bleed? Don't we die when we get shot?" We said, "Damn right, you're right." So we went outside, and we stood around the flagpole. And we demanded that the flag be lowered to half-staff for the black students who had been shot in Mississippi. And we stood there waiting for them to answer our demands. We were just standing there. And then all of a sudden there was this little rustle in the crowd. And this really tall black dude, this really short and skinny white dude from South Brookline, very rich kid, they walked across into the circle to the flagpole. And the little white kid took out a switchblade. And they were both on the basketball team together, which shows, I don't really like sports at all, but it shows why that's a good thing, right? Because people who wouldn't normally know each other meet each other. And so the black kid gave him, 10 fingers, and he stood up, he reached up, and he cut the flag. The white kid cut the flag, put it down to half-mast, and just as that happened, we heard all these fire, and woo, 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 and then all these police came, and they're all ready to do this big action, but we had accomplished our task. We all just went back into our meeting to continue using our power